I'll be back.
I'll be tack.
I'll be Mac.
I'll be snack.
I'll be rack.
I got back. I'll be... I think this is getting kind of out of hand, don't you?
Yeah. I'll be black. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Tavern Talk by Initial Reaction. I'm your co-host, or whatever, I'm one of your co-hosts tonight, Cody Tarvin, and to my left, formerly known as Long Hair Beautiful Man, Alpe. Hi. Tonight we are actually reviewing Terminator Dark Fate. Woo! So, initial reaction, what'd you think?
Well, terribly good movie. No, I think it was such a... What an experience is all I'm going to say, because, I mean, obviously we grew up with these movies. Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger being the, can I say a curse word? Badass of just our childhood. And, you know, I think this movie, it surprised me, and it measured up to what I thought might not measure up to, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I didn't go in... I think that's always the best kind of mindset to go into any movie to appreciate it more, is not going in with any expectations, because, you know, growing up watching these movies, like, because we had some when we were younger, and then our parents had some when, you know, they were younger. But going into it in 2019, I didn't really want to expect anything. I wasn't a big fan of Terminator, but I mean, I told you at the end of the movie, I was like, that movie was bad ass. I wasn't gonna say it.
But you can bleep it.
Oh, okay. It was badass.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and not like it wasn't overly dramatic. Like it wasn't gory necessarily, but I mean, limbs and weird Terminator blood goes flying everywhere, and
right.
You know, people die. A lot of people die.
A lot of people die.
They don't really pull any punches in this movie, but it's not over the top. It's a really good action movie. Like, that's what I want to expect from a sci-fi genre action movie. Like, it wasn't like, and the CGI was fantastic.
I think they did a really good job incorporating it. I think when we compare this to something like Gemini Man, I hate to bring that movie back into this, but if we compare it to that movie, the CGI in this movie was way better. And it was
astronomical.
Yeah, it was a lot better. And I think Tim Miller, who is the director of this film, he also did Deadpool, so you can kind of see how you know, the gory kind of, I guess I don't know how you would say, but the gore that was kind of in this film, I think is also obviously seen in Deadpool. I mean, he's not afraid to, you know, I guess,
pull any punches.
Yeah, murder a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people die.
Yeah,
I know I said that, but
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of shocking.
But
that's the whole point of Terminator, though. It's like, I mean, it's kind of based around like people are going to get got. Anyway, going into the actual movie itself, the storyline of it kind of really doesn't have anything to do with the originals.
Be ready to get confused and scratch your head a little bit, because it's the
time
thing
travel.
with time travel. Anything with time travel is going to make you confused, make you a little angry. I got a little angry. I don't know if anyone else did, but I was just like, "What's going on here?" But in the end, it ties together pretty well.
Yeah, I think to know some of the characters is really the only thing you need to know about going into this movie, like Sarah Connor and Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator.
So Sarah Connor is Linda Hamilton, who played in the original
Terminator as
back in
Sarah
'84,
Connor.
right? Yeah, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, Terminator. New girl, McKenzie
Davis. She's the new protective Terminator, but she's not a Terminator.
See, and I love what they did with her, because they didn't do the whole, like, this is just some metal being, right, that just like came from the future. They did something really different. I mean, she's half human, right?
Well, she's human, but she's been enhanced to basically
augmented. Is what she said.
Yeah, to be able to fight the Terminator. So that I thought that was a really cool touch because it was like, you know, what else could they do to make something different? Like in the last one, Genesis or whatever, there was the guy who was a Terminator, but he thought he was human. I was like, oh, is it? Because I thought that was going to be what this was.
Yeah.
And then it turns out, no, she is human, and she's, you know, sent back from the future to help protect Natalia Reyes, who plays Danny, and she's kind of like this.
Should we even say it?
Spoiler. Okay,
Spoiler
you
alert.
can't really go too much into this movie about like not being able to say a little bit. I'm not going to try to say too much big plot details, but she's essentially the Sarah Connor or John Connor from the original movies, where she's the one being protective because she has a higher role in the future of the whole like the fate of the
If she
humanity.
dies, then
we all die.
We all die.
And but she had a really cool story arc because it's like, I think when you first kind of think, oh, why they're protecting her, it's like, oh, well, you're gonna birth a man who's gonna save the future, but that's not the case.
In fact, it was her.
You find out they're protecting her, which I mean isn't necessarily something so crazy, but I mean, in the sense of it being a traditional like Terminator movie, it's always like, oh, John Connor is the savior, and so they kind of like switch it over to a role of a woman, which that was kind of like a lot of the aspect of the entire movie was they kind of made a lot of the roles women, which I liked though. I mean, it wasn't.
I do too.
I mean, and there was F-bombs dropped left and right from both McKenzie. It was McKenzie and Linda Hamilton. Like they didn't really.
They're very rugged, especially of course Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor. I mean, very rugged. I mean, she's been through some stuff. In fact, at one point she has a liner that's just, I love it. She says, "I wanted in a few states. In fact, 50 of them." And I thought that was a very clever line. It really fit her character. So it was just nice to see that. I think it was nice to see that clash between her and McKenzie. What's her character? Grace.
Yeah, Grace.
I think that's just nice to see during most of the film, and then of course you kind of expect there's going to be some kind of, I guess, unity between them.
Yeah, and I really like. So Sarah Connor's role in this movie was different than hers in the originals because she was the one who was supposed to birth John, and basically in this story she saved the world, and Skynet never happened, and something else happened, but she saved the world for her timeline, and John's not really in the picture, and I won't really go into that, but how they bring in Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. Yes. Like, I was curious as they were going to do that because I was like, Arnold is getting older, so it's like, I mean, is he even going to have a big role? And what we were saying is like, he has a pretty...
Let's talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He has a really big role in this movie. What did you think about Arnold's performance?
I think they did a good job in just using him because obviously you can't put Arnold in a movie and just use him for a little bit. I mean, that would just be... I don't know, it wouldn't do well for the film. And so they used him a lot, which is good, but they didn't use him too much to just kind of like throw Grace to the side, her character, either. They used them both together. In fact, there's a couple scenes where Arnold's character and McKenzie's character are like tag teaming, fighting the, what's his name? Gabriel Luna, that Terminator, who he is awesome. We can talk about him in a second.
I like how they always use kind of like the same structure of a man.
Very clean.
For the bad Terminator. But they all did a good... I mean, what did you say? Gabriel Luna? Yeah. He did a fantastic job as, like, the villain.
Oh, I mean, and guess what? I mean, he didn't have a lot of lines.
He didn't need to.
He didn't need... It was all in his face.
His role as the new Terminator was pretty good. Yeah.
That, pretty much.
But... anyway, but moving past like the performances, like because everyone did a fantastic job in this movie. The CGI, we talked about it a little bit, but a lot of the fights are CGI. I mean, you can tell, but I mean, it didn't take me out of it at any point. It was just like anything that happened, I was like, oh my gosh.
You're glued to the screen. You're in the experience. You're not at any point like I feel out of the experience. You're in, and you're just like. I don't know, something about it, it just draws you in, and like there's so much action in it. There's not a lot of periods where there's like so delayed, like okay, when's the next fight going to be? It's just perfectly spaced.
Yeah, it was timed very well.
Yeah.
And I feel like going back to the characters as well, it's like each character had their own development in the movie, and none of it seemed too rushed or too long. It was just like you got to know what you needed to know about each character and kind of like a little bit of backstory, but it all fed into the storyline. And I think the movie itself was just written very beautifully. Yeah, that's really all I got to say about that.
No, I agree.
I would really suggest it to anybody.
Maybe not little children.
But, yeah, not children necessarily.
Or small people.
It's not so gruesome to where like a younger. I definitely wouldn't take a kid to see this movie.
Yeah, the small children.
Yeah, smaller children, maybe not. It is an R-rated movie, and it definitely earns that on the screen. There's a lot of violence in the movie. It's not over the top. It's what you expect from a Terminator movie, and just in general, just an action sci-fi movie of this magnitude. Also,
I couldn't imagine a Terminator movie being PG-13. It would just be, I mean, a pillow fight. You know.
Well, I mean, there's even a part at the end. I'm not going to say what, but you know.
Oh
ripping the skin. I mean, it's pretty gruesome. I mean, it's not like, oh, I want to look away, but I mean, it's like ooh. It's nasty.
I felt that.
Yeah, it's like owie.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, you know, you got anything else to say?
I mean, I guess we can go into our star ratings.
Yeah. So, you know, this movie was fantastic. Like I said, I went in with not really low expectations, just like no expectations, and I would give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was a really, like, the storyline was good. Like, you know, each actor had a fantastic role, and each character just like it made sense. And then, you know, the movie was just beautiful, and the action was fantastic. So I mean, I really have nothing bad to say about the movie. I mean, yeah.
I think I'm pretty close there with you. When I like to think about star ratings, I think about, will I watch this movie again? Like, if I see it on Netflix or I see it on DVD, will I go snag it? So I'm going to give it a 4.5 because I would definitely watch this movie again, and I would definitely recommend seeing it on a big screen. It's, like I said, an experience like no other. Get you some popcorn, get you all the stuff that Movie Tavern has to offer you.
Yeah. Thank you, Movie Tavern, for allowing us to come and watch Terminator Dark Fate. Yes, yes, you know, thank you, Movie Tavern. We get to come every Thursday to see the newest movie release of the week. We got to see Terminator Dark Fate this week.
We get lots of food brought right to us, nice servers. I mean, they have complimentary water. You just go and snag yourself before you get in the theater.
It's really the whole experience. If you get the chance to go watch any movie, I mean, if you're near Movie Tavern, definitely go check out Movie Tavern. Yeah. Don't forget to check out Philip's written reviews at reviewsfromabed.com.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug anything?
You know, I have a Weebly account. I'm a student. Don't go check that out. It's like I had to do it for a class assignment. It's a blog.
I don't know what that is, but anyway, you can check out my channel, Tarvo TV. You can check out. What is yours?
Oh, I do have a channel. It's called Alpe Vlogs. Almost forgot it.
That's ALPE
Alpe.
Vlogs.
Yeah.
And so anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, you can go check out other ones with Philip when he's back. Hopefully next week Philip will be back for the next week's episode. And anyway, anything else to say?
No, thank you.
All right, thanks. Let's dab on them. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'll be back.